Okay, I have been dying to hear all about your vacation, so you had better tell me all the juicy details. I want to know what you did, where you did it, when you did it, and most importantly of all, did he finally propose to you? Hurry up and text me back. I'm dying over here. Well, wait no more. Yes, he proposed, and I can't wait to show you my ring. It's positively gorgeous. We went out to dinner at the fantastic restaurant. They had some of the best Italian food I'd ever eaten. Then we took a little walk through the park, went back to our hotel room, and when I got out of the bathroom, there he was, down on one knee. Oh my God! That is like the most romantic thing I've ever heard. He proposed to you during a vacation he took you on for the 5th anniversary of your first date. Not only that, he took you to a super nice hotel. I'm so jealous of you, Ashley. I would kill to have a man propose to me like that. Rihanna, I can't even begin to describe how incredible the whole day was. It was the happiest day of my life. I don't know how I'll ever be able to top this. I guess that boyfriend, fiancé of yours is gonna have his work cut out for him then if he wants to keep you happy. All right, next order of business. Tell me about the ring. How big is it? Where did he buy it from? Was it something simple, like from Tiffany's or maybe Cartier? Oh, did he maybe go for a Harry Winston ring? I've been looking through their catalog lately. They have some incredible new models this season. Whoa, slow down there, Rihanna. Harry Winston, that's a bit too much for normal people like us. He just got me something simple from a local jewelry store. I don't even know what the name of the brand is. Aw, really? Oh, what a letdown. I mean, this is your engagement ring we're talking about. He's asking you to be his for the rest of your life, and he didn't even get you a decent engagement ring? Well, it may not be from some fancy brand, but I think it's absolutely perfect. Justin picked out the design himself and even had a few special customizations done to it. He's been meeting with the jeweler for a few months now to talk about the ring, picking out the model for the band, the size of the stones, all that stuff. I'm so happy to receive something that he put so much work into. It really means so much to me. Wait, are you joking right now? Back up for a second. Did you say that Justin designed the ring, like, by himself? In other words, he gave you a ring designed by an amateur? And he didn't even hire a consultant from a half-decent firm to help him make a half-decent design? Oh my God, Ashley. How can you be happy to get a piece of junk like that? I wouldn't really call it a piece of junk. It's my engagement ring. Good grief, I had no idea your boyfriend had such awful taste. What a complete loser. Like, seriously, what's his problem? Where did you find that guy anyway? What kind of idiot thinks it's a good idea to give the woman he wants to marry some kind of homemade piece of trash excuse for an engagement ring? Rihanna, hey, now that's going way too far. You can't talk about my fiancé like that. You have no idea how hard he worked for this. Not just on the design, he saved up money for a long time to be able to buy this for me. Listen, Ashley, it's clear you don't know, so let me explain to you how this is supposed to work. The rule for engagement rings is very, very simple. When you propose, you give the girl a ring that's worth 3 months of your salary at least. Anything less is just insulting. Frankly, I would turn any man down who spent less than 3 years worth of his salary on my wedding ring. 3 years? Are you serious? Yeah, that's what men are supposed to do when they propose. They have to show her how committed they are to supporting her. I'm supposed to spend the rest of my life with this guy, right? He can do a measly 3 years of work for me in return, and if he can't, what good is he? Why even keep him around? Honestly, Ashley, hearing what you just said about your ring makes me really, really concerned about your future with Justin. I just don't think he cares enough about you. Wait, you turned him down, didn't you? Oh God, don't tell me you actually said yes. No, of course I said yes. What else was I gonna say? The way he looked at me when he said the words, Ashley, will you marry me? I just can't get the image out of my head. I could tell by the look in his eyes how much he cared about me. No, Ashley, what were you thinking? You must be out of your mind. You actually said yes? What am I gonna do with you, sweetie? Any man who would slap some metal and rocks together and call it a day would never deserve you. If he really cared for you, he would have bought you a decent ring. You have to call him up right now and tell him you changed your mind. If you actually go through with marrying him, your life will be over. You'll be stuck with him. There's no one on earth I'd rather be stuck with than Justin. He's wonderful. We might have some difficulties ahead of us in our future, but I'm sure that if we just stay together, we'll be able to get through anything. Girly, girly, girly. Did you have a little too much to drink on the airplane? Are you listening to yourself right now? I'm your best friend, Ashley. There's no one in the world who knows you as well as I do. And as your best friend, I am telling you that you're never gonna be happy if you get married to that broke loser Justin. Like, what is his job anyway? Is he just some average middle manager type? Well, I guess you could say that's true right now, but he has big plans for the future. Oh, I have no doubt. He has a super big dream of hitting it big after working his way up the corporate ladder. But that's all it's ever gonna be, Ashley, a dream that never comes true. If he doesn't even have the ambition to buy you a respectable engagement ring, there's no way he has the kind of ambition he'll need to have in order to work his way up through the ranks. Tell you what, baby girl, I've got some good connections. I can hook you up with a handsome guy making 10 times as much as your broke loser boyfriend does. You can marry him and live like a princess. So go right now, call your boyfriend, tell him you changed your mind, throw his plastic ring into the trash, and come by my house, okay? I'm not gonna tell you again, Rihanna, do not talk about my fiancé like that. What is it with you and money? I'm not getting married to his bank account. I'm getting married to him as a man. I love Justin, and I will always love Justin. Even if he went completely bankrupt tomorrow, I would still marry him. So please, Rihanna, I don't want to damage our friendship. Please don't talk about Justin like that anymore, okay? I don't believe you, Ashley. You're gonna ignore the earnest advice of your best friend? You're gonna choose a broke loser guy over me? All I'm telling you is the truth. It's not my fault that reality is painful for you. You've got some nerve to brush me off like this after all we've been through together. Look, Rihanna, I understand getting married is a very big moment, and you're naturally concerned about whether or not I'm making the right choice. But I'm telling you, I know that I made the right choice. I know that Justin is the right man for me. You need to respect my choice, Rihanna. If you keep talking about my fiancé like that, then I don't think this friendship is going to work out anymore. You have got to be kidding me. You're really gonna go through with marrying that scumbag? If that's what you want, then fine. Go ahead. Do whatever you want. Throw your life away. I don't care anymore. Enjoy your life in subsidized housing with your precious little Justin, Ashley. Goodbye. Rihanna, where are you right now? I asked the venue staff and they said that you hadn't arrived yet. The wedding's gonna start really soon. Are you stuck in traffic? If you need just a few more minutes, I can probably delay the start of the ceremony a little bit. Huh? Oh, your wedding, right. Sorry, I kinda overslept today and never had a chance to shoot you a message. You overslept? Well, I guess that's not so much of a surprise considering it's you. All right, well, if you're just getting up now, then you're probably not gonna be here in time for the wedding then. Well, I'll go and talk to the coordinator about whether or not we can delay the service for just a little bit. Maybe we can have them change around the order of events to make sure you don't miss any of the important parts. Don't worry, though. We're not mad at you or anything. We're really excited for you to come. Yeah, nah, that's cool. You don't have to wait up for me. I'm not coming. So, you can give my food to someone else, or you can just take it home in a doggy bag to save money. Rihanna, what are you saying? What's going on? Wasn't I clear? It's just like I said, I am not coming to your wedding. I have no interest in seeing you two tie the knot. Got it? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go back to bed now. Rihanna, wait, I don't understand. You're not gonna come to my wedding? But Rihanna, you're my best friend. You were supposed to give one of the speeches at the reception. Why aren't you coming? You owe me an explanation for this, Rihanna. Speech? Oh, yeah. Now that I think about it, you did ask me to do that, didn't you? Well, you're gonna have to find someone else to do it because I don't have a speech prepared and I'm not even your best friend anymore. So, yeah, get one of your other friends to do it. I'll pass. What do you mean we're not best friends anymore? We've been together since we were in elementary school. We went to the same middle and high school too. Even after we went to college and graduated, we still see each other all the time. I always thought we were going to be best friends forever. Yeah, well, you thought wrong. I don't ever want to be your friend again. I'm kind of embarrassed I was ever your friend to begin with. I guess I just grew tired of hanging around with a poor girl like you. What? Don't get me wrong, I am sad about losing you, Ashley. Most people get kind of overwhelmed when they figure out how rich my parents are and stop hanging out with me, but you were never bothered by it. Like, for real, you're just about the only real friend I ever had. I don't know, all the other girls in our class always felt like they were from another universe, but you and I always seemed to get along for some reason. But if that's true, then why aren't you coming to my wedding? Why don't you want to be my friend anymore? I felt the same way as you did. You and I always had a certain special sort of connection. I didn't care that your family was rich. Actually, I always thought it was fascinating to see the differences in lifestyle, values, and all that stuff between your family and mine. You're the best friend I've ever had, Rihanna. Uh-huh, is that right? Well, then maybe you should have listened to my advice and broken up with that broke loser Justin. The fact that we're not friends anymore is 100% your fault. It's my fault. Not only did I do you the favor of warning you of what a terrible choice you were about to make, I even offered to help you find a real man who would be able to support you like you deserve. But you ignored all my pleas and went forward with your death wish of a marriage. Is that why you're canceling on me last minute? It's just because you don't think Justin is good enough for me? Who I marry is my choice, Rihanna, not yours. I thought you would respect that. How could I respect something that's not respectable? Besides, you know me better than anyone else. You should have seen this coming from a mile away. I never thought you'd do something like this, though. And, I mean, isn't this the guy that basically gave you a plastic ring from a Cracker Jack box? If he has that poor taste in jewelry, then how could he possibly plan a wedding that's worth my time? I'm not interested in going to some simple wedding full of middle-class people. It's beneath me. So like I said, I'm not coming today, and don't wait up for me. Wow, I guess you really don't like Justin, do you? Let me ask you a question, though. What if Justin wasn't a broke loser, like you say he is? What if he was rich as your family? Then would you come to my wedding? Yeah, sure. If he's rich enough to throw a wedding that would look good on my Instagram feed, then sure, I'd go. I might have to rethink my opinion of you, too. I'd even consider allowing you to stay my friend. I see. It really is too bad, though, Ashley. I thought better of you than this. Even after being my friend for all of these years, you were so willing to throw it all away, all over some deadbeat guy. I can't believe you had such poor taste in men. I also have my status to consider, you know. If I were seen giving a speech at a wedding like yours, I'd be a laughingstock. All the other people in our gated community would see me as the girl who could only make friends with, well, someone like you. I thought better of you too, Rihanna. I never thought this is how our long friendship would end. But you can have it your way. We're not friends anymore. You don't have to tell me twice. I don't want to spend any more time with a tasteless, classless girl like you. I bet you were looking forward to receiving a good gift from me to pay for the wedding, but you'll just have to take out a loan or something because I'm not coming. That's fine by me. We don't want you or need you to come. Yeah, right. One of these days, you'll come to regret throwing away our friendship because you decided to marry some broke loser. You want to talk about regret? I think you're going to regret not coming to my wedding very, very soon. I also think you're going to regret calling Justin a broke loser, too. It's not a very good idea to insult one of your dad's company's biggest clients. Huh? Goodbye, Rihanna. The wedding's about to start. I'm going to have the happiest day of my life, with or without you. Actually, you know what? I think it'll be a much more pleasant day without a stuck-up jerk like you around. Hold on, just one second, Ashley. Insult one of your dad's clients? Just what is that supposed to mean? Does Justin have some kind of relationship with my dad's company? No time to talk, Rihanna. I gotta go. The wedding is starting. I don't have the time to be chatting with someone who isn't even my friend anymore. Goodbye. Ashley, are you there? Look, I'm on my way to the wedding right now, okay? So keep my seat open, got it? Oh, and I also went by the bank. I'm gonna give you guys a huge present for your wedding. It's gonna blow you away. So please let me inside. I was just about to change my dress for the reception. What do you want now? I thought you weren't interested in coming. I take everything back, all of it. I really want to go to your wedding. I'm more excited than I've ever been in my whole life. I have to come to your wedding, literally. My mom and dad are super mad at me. If I don't go to your wedding, who knows what they're gonna do to me? Wow, your parents got that mad at you? I've never seen them upset before. They've always been some of the calmest, kindest people I've ever met. They didn't even get mad at me when I accidentally poked a hole in your sofa back when I was 10. Yeah, well, if you saw the look they gave me, you'd know exactly why I'm so terrified right now. Dad went out of his way to do a video call just to make sure I got the point. First, he texted me and asked why I wasn't there. I told him that I had canceled on you, and that it's because you ignored my warnings and got married to a broke loser. And then he immediately did a video call, and he looked like fire was about to shoot out of his eyes. He told me that if I didn't get over there right now, he'd come straight back home, hog-tie me, and drag me there himself. He threatened to hog-tie you? Wait, he knows how to do that? Seriously though, I can't imagine your dad being angry enough to bring out a threat like that. Yeah, I couldn't believe it either, but he was dead serious. I've never seen him get this mad before. Neither him nor my mom have ever gotten angry at me for anything I've ever done. Well, it was the wedding of the son of one of their biggest clients. Canceling on something like that at the last minute? That's a big no-no in the business world. Plus, your reason for flaking out was, well, in a word, ridiculous. I guess it's hard to see how your dad wouldn't get angry in that situation. I never knew that Justin really did have a major connection to my dad's company. Plus, apparently my mom and his mom have been friends since they were in grade school. So I have to deal with a lecture from both my dad and my mom now. Oh, this is the worst. Wow, really? I never knew that. So Justin's mom knew your mom? Oh, crazy. What a small world. And you've been hiding things from me too, haven't you? You told me Justin was just some ordinary middle manager type. You never told me who he really was, or more importantly, who his dad really was. How could you keep all that information from me? You lied to me. Lie? Oh, that's nonsense. I never lied to you. I told you he's an ordinary middle manager type now, because he is an ordinary middle manager type now. That wasn't a lie. As for him being the son of your dad's client, you never asked, so I never had any reason to bring it up. Don't you think you could have at least mentioned that? Seems like a pretty important detail for me to know. Well, if you're really interested in knowing about him, I can tell you more right now. Justin actually comes from a family similar to yours, with his dad running a major company. That was always kind of a sore point for Justin, though. He didn't want to simply be handed the reins to his dad's company without proving himself first. He wanted to prove to his dad and the world that he was a perfectly capable businessman in his own right. So he did just that. He went to school normally and started life on his own normally without ever throwing his family name or his dad's company name around. That's part of the reason I never talked to you about his family. I wanted to respect his wishes. That doesn't make any sense at all. He didn't want to take advantage of his family's wealth and influence? What is he, some kind of moron? I've been sailing through life on easy mode by taking advantage of my parents. Yeah, Justin and you have very different personalities, I know. Not even most of Justin's best guy friends know the truth about who his parents are. He actually sort of fibbed in his interview for the company he works for right now. They recognized his last name and asked him if his parents were who they thought they were, but all he said was, "That's a pretty common last name, isn't it?" So he climbed through the ranks at the company like any other person would. He finally did what he sought out to do. He proved that he could make it on his own. And, well, he's actually going to make this announcement later on tonight, but pretty soon he's going to officially take over running the company for his dad. What? You mean he's going to be running the company his dad runs? The one that's a major client of my dad's company? But that means that Justin is going to be my dad's client soon. Yep, and you called him a broke loser. Canceled on his wedding at the last second and flaked out on giving a speech at the reception. He's very displeased with you, Rihanna. He actually told me I should be glad you did me the favor of ending our friendship for me. Oh no, oh this is bad. Very bad. If my dad loses a major client because of me, and that causes financial damage to his company, then he's going to be very, very, very unhappy with me. Yeah, I'll bet. Not that it's any of my concern anymore. What? You said it yourself, Rihanna. Our friendship is over. Isn't that right? Well, Goodbye then. I've got to finish getting changed so I can go back to the reception. And just for the record, we don't have a seat for you, and even if you show up, the security guards have been given strict orders not to allow you in. So don't waste your time coming down here. This is all your fault, Ashley. Thanks to you, my parents are kicking me out of the house. What am I supposed to do now, huh? How am I supposed to live from now on? What? They kicked you out of the house? Oh, yikes. Wow, your parents must have been even angrier at you than I thought. It's all because you wouldn't let me into your wedding. I texted you over and over again and again, but you never even read my messages. And when I tried to sneak in through the back door, the security guards stopped me and threw me back out. And when I tried to shake them off and force my way in, they called the police on me. Good grief, I had no idea you were making that much mischief. I was so busy talking to people at the reception, I didn't even have time to look at my phone. They took me to the police station and wouldn't let me go until my parents came to pick me up. They told me they were ashamed to be my parents, that I had humiliated our family at a public event, and once we got back to the house, they told me right away that they were kicking me out. All they let me take with me was one single bag of clothes and other essentials. They even confiscated my dad's credit card. Uh-oh, you did all your shopping with your credit card. What are you going to do without them? Thinking back, I don't believe I've ever seen you pay with cash for anything as long as I've known you. I don't even know what a dollar bill looks like. I've never had to use cash for anything before. Whenever I wanted to buy something, all I had to do was whip out my dad's credit card. The card was the only thing I'd ever put in my wallet. Yeah, without it, you're kind of up a creek without a paddle. And now that's gone, huh? Well, what are you gonna do now, Rihanna? Any plans? Plans? You think I have a plan? I've never even had to plan anything before, much less my entire lifestyle. All I have with me is $10,000 in cash that they gave me when they kicked me out. They were very clear that they're never going to give me any financial help ever again. The last thing Dad said to me was, I have no need for a daughter who's willing to destroy my company over her overinflated ego. Then a few minutes later, my mom texted me saying to never come home again and that they were blocking my number. Holy moly, they were really angry, huh? Ashley, I'm begging you, let me stay with you at your place. Seriously? There's no one else I can turn to. I don't have any other friends, you know that. The only people I know are my dad's business associates, and I know for a fact that my dad's gonna make sure they don't help me out at all. So you're my only help, Ashley. Please, you have to help me out. I have to? Why is that? We're not friends anymore. Please, I'm desperate. All I need is a place to stay until my dad forgives me. Well, okay, that'll take a while. So how about just a week? I'll apologize to Justin for what I said. I won't be a burden on you guys at all. You don't even have to put out a mattress for me. I can sleep on the floor. So please, can I stay with you just for a little while?
Even in the incredibly unlikely event that Ashley does forgive you, you'll receive no such mercy from me. I would never allow someone who has spoken as ill of me as you have to live under the same roof as my family.
Huh? Ashley, is that you?
No, it's not. I don't suppose we've met before. This is Justin, Ashley's husband. I've heard a lot about you from Ashley over the years. It seems like the two of you were quite good friends from the time you were both young. That all came to an abrupt end yesterday, though, I'm informed.
Hi, Justin. Look, I am really, really sorry. I can't believe how foolish I was, talking so nastily about someone I'd never met. I said some really, really terrible things about you, and I really regret all of it. Like, calling you a broke loser and stuff.
I understand you were quite displeased with the ring that I designed for Ashley as well. And you also tried your hardest to convince her to refuse my marriage proposal, is that right?
Well, yeah.
I see. Well, I suppose we each have our own tastes and preferences. We don't have to all like the same things, and the same thing goes for people. So you're free to feel however you want about me, my family, and the engagement ring I gave my wife.
Does that mean you forgive me?
Not on your life, really. I can't believe you have the gall to even ask for forgiveness from me after what you did.
But
You hurt Ashley, the woman I love and will spend the rest of my life with, in the worst way possible. You betrayed her trust. Ashley has been looking forward to her wedding day since the day I proposed to her. She was so excited about sharing the celebration of our love with her family and friends. She wanted you to be one of the stars of the show that day. You, her best friend in the world. And what did you do? You canceled on her at the last minute. How could I ever forgive you for that? You crushed the priceless bonds of friendship that the two of you have built up all these years. And for that, I will never allow you to speak to my wife again.
Hey, who do you think you are? You have no right to come between Ashley and me. This doesn't concern you. I'm sure that Ashley will forgive me. We'll go back to the way things were before.
After everything you did, you tried to get her to break up with me.
But she didn't, right?
In spite of your efforts, yes. But to your point, don't count on Ashley forgiving you anytime soon.
What?
It looks like your demand to let you live with us was the straw that broke the camel's back. She was about to block your number when I came along. If I hadn't taken her phone when I did, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
She was going to block me? That's awful. How could she do that to me?
It's only a temporary reprieve. I just wanted to give you one final message before she blocks you. I'll be taking over my father's company soon, and I wanted to make sure you know that I have a firm rule to not mix personal matters with business matters. My company's dealings with your father's company won't be affected by your actions yesterday. I'll be telling the same thing to your father personally as well.
Really? Then, if my dad's company is going to be fine, he might let me move back in.
I can't say anything to that point. You'll have to ask your father. I'm giving Ashley back her phone now. I imagine that she'll block you as soon as I do. So wherever your path in life takes you from now on, I hope you'll remember well the lesson you learned today about loyalty and friendship.
Just like Justin said, I blocked Rihanna's number immediately. I went around and told all our mutual friends that we were no longer on speaking terms, as well as the events that led up to that. I doubt any of them will have much to do with her from now on. From what I hear, Rihanna rushed back home right after that and told her dad that since his company was going to be fine, he had no reason to kick her out anymore. She said that she regretted deeply everything that she had done and that she'd never do anything of the sort again. However, her father responded by telling her that she was banned from the premises, and if she ever came back, she'd be arrested for trespassing. After that, the intercom went silent and it was all over. Rihanna was sure that her dad would forgive her, so that was a huge shock. She just collapsed right there on the spot and started crying her eyes out. Now, her parents were generous enough to give her $10,000 to get her new life started, but Rihanna had never had a job before, so working for a living was yet another massive shock to her system. The last I heard, she was working part-time at a supermarket. Long gone are her days of Tiffany's jewelry and Gucci purses. She'll have to get used to blue jeans and t-shirts from now on.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.
Martha, hello. I've heard from Cody that it seems as though you'll be helping us pay for our wedding?
That's right. I've been saving up money for a while now just for your guys' wedding. But I wouldn't say the amount I'll be pitching in is a whole lot. I had just enough, hopefully, to take some of the load off your guys' backs for a little while. So please take this money and spend it on whatever part of the wedding you'd like.
Is that right? I'm sure it won't be a lot of money coming from you, considering you're just living on Social Security and a part-time job now. Really, with that small amount of money you'll be giving us, it probably won't feel like you've contributed anything at all.
What?
If you really want for us to take that measly money off your hands, then we have no choice but to do so. But don't start thinking you're all that just because you gave us some money. You're not going to be getting the best of me by handing over pocket change to us for the wedding.
I would never try to get the best of you, Ivy. I'm just giving you guys this money as a way of saying thank you and showing my appreciation for the wedding you'll both be throwing. I really hope you'll understand that none of that money is meant to upset you in any way. You don't worry about a thing and just use the money I give you, please.
Are you sure about that? But to be honest with you, I really hope that later on you don't start to whine and complain after we've taken your money. You're the one giving us this money to celebrate after all, so there better be nothing out of you come the time we have our wedding. All right?
I would never complain or say anything to upset you guys before or during your wedding. I want the both of you to really enjoy your special day together. And since I'm the mother of your soon-to-be husband, I really want you both to be happy. That money is to go towards your wedding, and is nothing tied to it that would make me begin to talk over you or anything. So please, take it and don't get the wrong idea.
Don't you ever forget what you just said to me then. And as evidence of what you just told me, I'm taking screenshots of this whole conversation in case I ever need them. So there better be nothing out of you come the time of our wedding.
I promise you I won't say a word.
And one other thing about me, I am not the kind of person who gives back to those that hand me gifts and presents. So just because you've given me some money, don't expect any kind of gifts in return. Now, I'll be going.
Hello, Zoe. I happen to have something I'd like to talk to you about regarding my son and Ivy. Have you heard anything from her yet about the wedding?
What? You're talking about Ivy?
You know, about how Cody and Ivy will be having a wedding very soon here, right? Well, I just thought I'd give them some money that they can use on the wedding as a form of celebrating the two of them, but for some reason Ivy doesn't seem to believe that the money I want to give them is just a gift. So I was wondering if you've heard anything from her about what's been going on here.
I'm sorry, but I don't even have Ivy's phone number or anything, so I don't ever hear from her. As of right now, there's really no way for me to even get in touch with her.
Oh, is that right? Then could you perhaps go and ask Cody about this and see what he thinks about her behavior? I got all of his money together to give them for their wedding, but Ivy seems to think that it's some form of me trying to get the edge over her and use that money as leverage or something. So I'm kind of thinking it's better I don't give them any money at all.
What? You're telling me that Ivy thinks the gift you're giving to them is some form of you trying to mess with her?
Well, she's never said that to me directly, but by the way she was acting towards me after bringing the money up, she was not at all happy. Actually, she seemed to think that giving her and Cody that money would give me a big head.
But when it comes to money for the wedding, it's a gift, right? And you're planning to pay for most of their wedding, if not all of it, with the money you have, right? You even gave us a lot of money for our wedding when we had it, right?
That's right. This money, just like what I gave you both, is meant for the wedding so you both don't have to be as stressed about paying for it. And when I had spoken with Cody about his wedding, he said it would cost them around $30,000. I'm glad I had enough in my savings to pretty much cover all of those costs.
You're giving them $30,000 then for their wedding? That's about the same amount you gave us for our wedding, right?
That's because of you guys that I've been working hard and saving up lots of money for years now. Back when I got married to my husband, we both didn't have anything in terms of savings, so we were never able to have a wedding. I don't want the same thing happening with my sons, and that's why I've made sure to save up a lot of money for both of their weddings. That's why I was able to give you both close to $30,000 for your wedding, and I'll do the same for Cody and Ivy.
But even if you don't want us to miss out on having a wedding, handing over $30,000 to both your sons for their weddings is crazy. I don't mean that in a bad way, by the way. It's just, how can someone like Ivy get so upset over you giving that kind of money for the wedding? She should be so happy to get all of that from you. Back when you handed that amount of money to me for our wedding, I was crying with joy.
Oh, you were?
Of course I was. That was the first time I had ever gotten so much money for anything, and I never expected it to come for our wedding. I was shaking when you handed us the check that day. But hearing how you felt about that money in our wedding now, I feel even more happy and can see just how nice of a person you are. After getting that money from you, both your son and I knew we had to give a very amazing wedding for you all. So I'm really hoping that when Ivy receives that money, she'll feel the same as I did.
I really am hoping the same thing. I do wonder how she'll react to that kind of a gift from me, though.
I think you're just overthinking things right now, Martha. Also, Ivy did say that she'd be taking that gift from you, right?
Yes, she did. But she told me not to expect anything in return for it. And also she warned me not to open my mouth or complain after giving her that money.
Or perhaps it's just difficult for her to be emotional around you and she wasn't able to say thanks without feeling embarrassed. I mean, getting as large of an amount of money as that would shock a lot of people and make them freeze up. I'm sure we'll learn just how happy she is about your gift to her later on. Just think of her as someone that had a difficult time showing her emotions, and that should help you feel better about it.
That's what I'll do then. There are people like that in the world after all.
There sure are. So I don't think you should get too worked up about the way she reacted. I mean, there's no way she would actually hate someone who's giving her $30,000 for that wedding, right? Anybody who could still hate after receiving a gift like that doesn't deserve to have that gift given to them at all.
Thank you so much for saying that, Zoe. You're always so positive, and that kind of positivity helps me out so often.
I love sharing my happiness and positivity. And I'm getting really excited about the wedding that Cody and Ivy will be having. On that day, would you like to come with your son and I to their wedding?
Oh, that would be perfect. I guess I'll be seeing you before the wedding then.
Martha, why are you looking like that? You've really done a great job coming to our wedding in such cheap clothing as that.
What? You think this clothing is cheap? I thought this brand of dress was pretty high-end, but...
Normally, the mother of the groom should be coming to his wedding wearing something a bit more flashy than that, right? My mom made sure to come in her bedazzled green dress so that she could show everyone that she's just as important as the bride today. Yet in your case, that simple and cheap-looking dress is very...
But this is what I was told by Cody. He said that today would be a casual wedding, so there was no need for me to dress up too much. And a flashy green dress may be a little too casual in some cases. At least with this dress, it's a little bit more business casual and it carries memories that my family loved to cherish. Memories of my late husband, my boy's late father.
Come on now. You really think I'm going to listen to an excuse like that? Just because Cody told you this was a casual wedding, you should still be coming in something as beautiful as my mom's dress.
Are you kidding me?
Would you at least apologize to me for what you've done? Tell me that you didn't have the money to afford a high-end and flashy dress like my mom bought. Then I might be able to forgive you.
What?
I'm sure for you, you don't have the money to be able to afford a dress such as the one my mom has on. After all, the only money you're bringing in is from your Social Security and your part-time job, right? Now, you come over to me and apologize saying you didn't have any money to buy yourself a decent dress for today. Please come apologize to me right now. I want you to apologize for not even having a hint of common sense in that stupid head of yours.
Why do I have to be the one to apologize to you? I was told that we could dress casually today, so that's what I did. However, you're continuing to make fun of me for being poor and not having the same amount of money as your mother. And now asking me to apologize for all of that. You're being a little too rude to your own mother-in-law right now.
What? Are you starting to get mad at me now? You're the one that came here with zero common sense wearing that cheap dress. If that's how you're going to act after making such a stupid mistake, then I have no time for you anymore. Can I ask you to leave this place and go home now?
Excuse me?
I didn't even want you to be here today, yet I invited you anyway. And after that small bit of kindness from me, you didn't even follow the dress code and are getting mad at me over your mistake. I will not have that kind of childish behavior at my wedding. So please go home right now.
What do you mean you didn't even want me here today? Are you really telling me that you didn't want to invite me to this wedding today?
Of course I am. Who would want to invite a lowlife like you to their wedding?
What?
I happen to really love your son a lot, but as for you, I don't care at all for you. Actually, I really, really hate your guts. Your son Cody was able to graduate from a very famous university over in the UK and is now working for a world-class company. Yet his mother has to live off of the government's money and a part-time wage. I'm sure that also means you'd like to start getting a piece of your son's income here soon, right? I'm sure you think it would be a good idea to start asking for some money from your son right now, right?
I have no reason to be thinking something like that. I happen to have enough money right now to support myself and just do the part-time job to have a little extra spending money for myself. Also, I've been working for the company I'm at for a very long time now, even though I'm only part-time. I'm making more than most starting employees there.
I'm not going to believe any of that for even a second. Especially when I can tell that you are looking to ask us for money the second we get married, all right? I really hate people that think that they can just take others' money like you, all because they are poor and have nothing.
And like I've told you, I have no plans of taking any of your guys' money.
I'm going to be marrying Cody today, but I do not want to have anything to do with a monster like you. Actually, I would like to make some distance between you and I after today. That's the reason why I didn't want you around me today. Yet you have continued to say you have a present for us, even though you have literally no money to spare. I just wanted to see what this gift you have for us might be out of curiosity. And that's the only reason I went ahead and invited you today.
No way.
It would be too rude of me to ask you to come here only for your present and then send you home, right? But seeing you walk in wearing the most trashy dress I have ever seen has changed my mind completely. I guess poor people like you don't only lack money, but manners and common sense as well. A moneyless woman who can't even afford a proper dress for this wedding needs to stay the hell away from here.
Then I guess I won't be paying for this wedding.
Say whatever you like. That money you planned to give us as a gift for this wedding wasn't going to be that much anyway. So go right ahead and take that money you prepared from us and go the hell away, please. You can take that pocket change and use it to care for yourself in your old age, actually. It's not like Cody or I will be around to give you any money or time as you become old and senile.
I never had any plans of relying on you two as I become older. But now that you've said things like that, I have no other choice but to leave the both of you alone. I'm taking back the $30,000 I planned to give you both for the wedding. Now that I have this kind of money to spare, I might get myself a nice wheelchair when it's too hard for me to walk anymore.
What? 30,000?
I should start looking into some old folks' homes as well. That'll suit me better since I have extra money now. With $30,000 all to myself, I might even be able to afford a room down in one of those luxury homes in Florida. Then I'll be in good care with all that sun and warmth that Florida provides, while also having access to the beautiful beach and ocean.
Oh, hold on, please. What do you mean you're taking back the $30,000 you were giving us?
You know what I mean by that, Ivy. That's the money I was planning to give you guys in order to pay for the whole entire wedding. You're planning on paying for the wedding today, right? After the wedding is over? That's why before today I asked Cody how much your wedding would cost you both roughly. He told me it would be around $30,000, so that's what I had prepared for the two of you to use.
You brought $30,000 for us to use in paying for the wedding? What? You came to our wedding today carrying that kind of money on you to help us pay for everything?
I did. My poor little moneyless self saved up all that money for both of you. So I'm not sure why you're so shocked about that now.
You're lying, right? Why were you, of all people, able to save up that kind of money as a gift for our wedding? And actually, I never even heard about how you'd be paying for our whole wedding today.
I don't have the patience to explain to a misbehaving child like yourself the plans I had in mind for your wedding. Now I'm going to take the $30,000 check I'd written out for the both of you and go home. Goodbye, Ivy. Please enjoy your special wedding day.
I am so sorry, Martha. I just heard about everything from Cody just a second ago. You were really planning to pay off our whole wedding for us as a present? I knew that you were going to give us money as a present and all, but I seriously didn't think you'd be giving us $30,000 so that we could pay for this whole event. I was just thinking you'd give us $100 at the very most.
I thought that's what you were thinking. I was going to tell you until today that I'd been giving you this kind of money, but I never expected you to act so poorly towards me because you had no idea it was coming yet. And all that talk about hating the idea of getting money from me for something that I was trying to take advantage of you or something. I really had no idea what all that was about and thought you were just having a hard time expressing yourself to me.
Can you please come back to the wedding right now? Right now, everyone is waiting for you to come back here. We won't start the wedding until you come back here, Martha.
You don't have to worry about me anymore. I wouldn't want to be there ruining things for you anyway. I mean, like you were saying, my dress is not appropriate for the occasion, right? So go ahead and start the wedding now, because I'll not be going back there.
Don't say something like that, and please come back here. It's not just me asking this from you, but your son as well. Also, without the money you were going to be giving us, we won't be able to enjoy this wedding today.
Oh, is that right?
That's right. We have to pay for the wedding right after the event is all finished with. Of course we'll be receiving money from other guests today, including my parents, but we won't be able to pay for the whole wedding with the money we receive from everyone unless you give your gift to us as well.
Cody was expecting me to bring this money as well today, right? So you both don't have the money you need to pay for this wedding. I know that Cody doesn't, as I can see his savings right now and see that there's not even half the amount he needs for that wedding.
I'm aware of that, and you are right. We don't have the money to afford this wedding right now, and today is a Sunday, so none of the banks are open allowing us to get an advance of any kind. So please, would you come back here with that money right now?
I'm not going back there for sure now.
Come on.
Now you have a wonderful wedding and good luck paying for it after.
Wait a second, please. You can't leave us like this, Martha. That's horrible. You had promised to give us that money for the wedding, right? Yet now you're going to break that promise and leave us with nothing?
You're going to say that I'm the one breaking this promise after kicking me out of there? The only reason you want me back there now is because I have a check for $30,000. If I was really only planning to give you $500, you would never be begging for me to come back right now, right?
But I had no idea how much you were going to give us, but now that I know, you can come back here. I understand now that I probably should have waited to see how much you'd give us before kicking you out, and I totally understand you not wanting to come back here after what I said to you. Honestly, you don't have to come back here and watch the wedding if you don't want to, but at least give us that money, gosh dang it. I heard that you paid for your younger son's whole wedding when he got married, right? I actually heard all about that from Cody.
Well, that's correct. I did end up paying for their whole wedding, and they were both so happy to receive that kind of money from me.
Well, you should be paying for both of your sons' weddings then. So if you give them enough money to pay for their wedding, then you need to come back here and pay for ours as well. I don't care if you stay for the wedding or not, but you at least need to give us that money so things can be fair. So what you're saying is that if we pay Martha the amount she gave us for our wedding back right now, she doesn't need to go back to your wedding and pay for you both, right? If that's the case, then we will give her all that money she gave us back right now. What? We were kind of wondering why Martha just left the wedding without saying a word about it to us, so we followed her out. I can't believe this is what's been going on once we caught up to her and found out. I never knew you were that kind of a monster, Ivy. There's no way that's you, Zoe. If you feel so worried about things being fair between the two brothers, then we'll hand Martha all that money back that she spent on our wedding so that things can be even for you again. She handed us $30,000 for our wedding as well, so we'll send that to her bank account right now. Once she has that money back, then things will be A-okay, right? Then Martha won't have to worry about giving any of her money to some ungrateful monster like yourself anymore, right? What? Actually, I've been talking with my husband about this for a while now. About how we should give something to Martha in return for how generous she was to us. That's when my husband brought up a very good idea. We would both start saving money for when Martha decided to retire. And so far, we've saved up just a little over $30,000 for her to use. What did you say? Of course, most of that money we saved up was due to my husband. Ever since his father passed away years ago, his mom, Martha, has been doing so much for both him and Cody. So as a way of saying thanks, we've been saving up money to give her once she's older in need of some support. My husband has been saving up money for her longer than I have, ever since the day his father died, actually. I only started to save up for her after I married him. And you both have so far been able to save up $30,000 for her? Yes. So we'll be giving that to Martha now. She happened to give us $30,000 for our wedding as a gift, so it'll be like she never gave us that money at all. And you won't have to cry about things being unfair anymore. And she won't have to give you her money anymore either. But that's not good for us. You have no right doing things like that without my permission when you're married to the younger brother. If you give her back that money that you received for your wedding, then she's going to give us nothing. Honestly, I don't think you deserve to get any money from her. People that like to crush others' feelings like you don't have a right to their generosity anymore. Ivy, to put it bluntly, you're a total bitch. What? What the hell did you just call me? Why are you not siding with me right now when we're both married into this family? She's not your real mom or anything. Let me ask you this then. Why should I be siding with you right now? For the longest time now, I only help those that are kind and have an open heart to others. What? Are you trying to say that you don't want to help me out then? Right on the money. I happen to really love Martha, and I do not like seeing her be hurt by people like you. So there's no way I'll be helping you out in any way. And now that you're aware of that, I'm heading home as well. What? You're going home now too? I would hate to have Martha going home all on her own today. So both myself and my husband will accompany her home. He told me he's getting a taxi for us right now. Wait a second. Both you and your husband are going home now as well? You can't do that to me. You're the only one that seems to be upset over our choice right now. Martha, myself, and my husband are all totally okay with this decision we've made. So with that, goodbye. Please, Martha, would you please come back to the wedding venue? I want to apologize to you for everything I've done and said to you. If you don't come here, then my wedding will be completely ruined.
Oh no, what's happened now, Ivy? Nothing terrible should have happened to you. It was just some moneyless old woman and a young couple that left your wedding. How could that have caused you any problems for you?
Because you all left this wedding, everyone is up in arms and is asking that the wedding be ended. And even the wedding venue staff, they want to end this wedding because everyone is wanting to leave now. And when I asked them if we could pay for this wedding tomorrow instead of today, they started to give me really nasty looks. We won't be able to have this wedding if you don't come back here right now.
You're fine. You'll still be able to have that wedding. You just have to carry on with the wedding while your guests leave.
I want to apologize to you so badly. So would you please come back here and see me? I won't even ask you to give us that $30,000 anymore. Just $10,000 will do. So please.
I'm sorry, Ivy, but just a second ago, Zoe and my son sent me $30,000 to pay back for their wedding that I paid for. So in order to not make things unfair between my sons, I won't be giving you guys any money now.
No way.
Now, have a great time with the remainder of the wedding, and I'll be praying from here that your wedding ends well for you. As for what happened at that wedding after my conversation with Ivy, it appears that both Cody and a lot of the other guests became even more upset with things. But Ivy couldn't get over the fact that she wouldn't be getting a cent out of me anymore. She just sat there on the stage as everyone around her was trying to figure out what to do, crying to herself about how it was all her fault that she wouldn't be able to pay for the wedding. Soon, though, the guests and Cody started to realize that things really were over and gave Ivy the cold shoulder as they all left the wedding venue. From all the videos and pictures I received later that were taken there, Ivy's face was ghostly white and there was not a soul behind those eyes of hers. I would have to say that wedding will leave her with some of the worst memories ever. Luckily, however, the day after the wedding, the staff allowed for them to pay for the wedding then, and so that's what they did, using all of the savings and a loan from the bank. But due to that, they had no money for a honeymoon and would have to get right back to work making money to pay off said loan. I've received plenty of messages from Ivy saying that she wants to apologize to me so badly and that she wants to meet me in person to do so. But to be honest, I don't really want to see her face for some time now. So for the time being, I'll just ignore all her texts and focus on myself, my younger son, and his wife. Once I've had enough time to calm down with those that actually seem to feel grateful for my kindness, then I might send her a message asking her how she's doing. I'm just hoping that when the time comes, she's learned a lot from her actions and will be a changed person that the rest of my family can get along with.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.
Are you really going to have a wedding now, Rhea? And you plan to have it tomorrow? I never heard anything about it yet. What do you think you're doing hiding your marriage and your wedding from me? You explain yourself to me right now. Stop trying to ignore me.
How did you hear about it when I was trying so hard to hide everything from you?
I heard about it from one of your friend's little sisters. You know how she's my friend, right?
Oh, crap. I should have told her about how this was meant to stay a secret.
So what's this about you having a wedding tomorrow? Mom, Dad, nor myself have gotten an invitation to it.
That's because I didn't invite any of you to come.
Why not?
Because right after I got out of high school, I've never spent any time with you guys. And considering this is my wedding, you all don't care about it, right?
I see. The man you're making your husband must be really ugly, right?
What?
You don't want to be made fun of by all of us, right? And that's the reason you didn't invite us. Well, considering the man you've probably pulled in, I can understand that. And the only way they could have ever wanted to make you their wife is if they are even more ugly than you are.
I don't care what you say about me, but don't you dare start picking on my man like that. He's a really good guy after all.
Then I'll come and be the judge of that. Tell me when and where the wedding's going to be.
No thanks.
Excuse me?
I don't want you or Mom and Dad coming out to my wedding at all. And by the way, have you forgotten about what you did to me during my high school graduation?
High school graduation?
You went to the place I had rented my cap and gown from, and then lied to them saying that you were me, and went to my graduation dressed and said cap and gown, right? Then you went out with your boyfriend and messed around and said cap and gown, and I was never able to wear it in the end. That was supposed to be my day, where I got to enjoy the graduation with all my class, but I never got to in the end because you ruined it for me.
You really thought you'd look good in a cap and gown? Your head is way too big for a cap, and you're so short, the gown would have been dragging all over the place. It looked way better on me, and you know it.
And someone that would do such a thing to me will not be invited to my wedding. It's not like I'm close to you all anyway, and you wouldn't even bring me gifts either, right? You guys are not planning on even doing a thing to celebrate my wedding, right? So you three really don't need to be coming out to see me on my special day.
Does your family really have to bring you any gifts? Us just coming out to be around you in the first place is our gift to you. Also, we all have money, so could you please stop acting like we physically couldn't buy you any gifts to bring?
You guys have money, even though you're not working, and the same goes for Mom and Dad?
But Mom and Dad have money and they are working.
Just barely working through from what I've heard. And as for you, you went to college just to screw around at those fraternities for 4 years, and then came home to not find a job and just become a complete NEET. Are you not embarrassed by that?
I'm not taking that from someone that didn't even go to college.
I wanted to go to college but wasn't able to.
Because Mom and Dad wouldn't pay for you to go, right? Huh.
They didn't even let me apply for any schools either.
I can't believe that a high school graduate is getting married before a college graduate like me. This world is really coming to an end then. Now you shut up and tell me where and when your wedding is.
Nope. I have a lot going on tomorrow, so can we be done now? I would like for the both of us to continue with the way things have been, where neither of us are talking to each other.
You hold it right there. You have never had any clue what you've been doing, have you? No wonder your father and I have never seen you as a good daughter. Now you've gone and made your little sister cry.
Now I have to talk to your annoying ass? I don't care what you've been hearing about. I'm not talking with you about my wedding.
Rhea, who was it that gave birth to and raised you again?
An annoying old bitch gave birth to me, but I don't ever remember her raising me. I believe that was Rachel who raised me.
You really are the worst.
Who was it that kicked me out of the house after I graduated from middle school and told me to take all my things with me and go live somewhere else again?
You went and screwed over your own family, right?
I did not. I was 14 years old and was forced to leave you guys. Thank God Rachel was there to take me in, and I was able to find a part-time job while in high school, or else I would have never been able to make it to where I am now.
Your aunt was only doing that because she's a fool.
No, she was only doing that for me because she's the only person who ever cared about me after you gave birth to Hannah. So don't you dare tell me that you're my mother and that you need to come to my wedding. I already invited Rachel to come, and she'll be sitting in as my mother then. So you all stay the hell away from me on my big day.
I'm not screwing around right now. I can't even get over the fact that you're getting married before Hannah. Yet you've gone and hid the fact that you're getting married from all three of us? Now I'm really pissed off. You tell me right now, what time and where will your wedding be at?
I told you I'm not saying a word about it.
Who is the man you're marrying? Does he have money? He has to have enough money to send us a monthly allowance every month, right?
A monthly allowance? What kind of fantasy is that you have? We never send you a penny.
Your father and I are at that age now where we need to quit work soon.
You both still have plenty of years to go until then, right? And aren't you both working for Rachel's company now after you both lost your jobs long ago? She was the one that fixed Dad's company after he let it go to waste, right? You both always need to be helped with everything, don't you?
She's not paying us enough. Rachel is a really stingy bitch, she is.
You both should just be happy she gave you guys jobs working for her. And actually, if you both are wanting to stop working, how about you ask your cute little girl who hasn't worked a day in her life to get a job? Stop asking me.
We can't ask her to work when she's as cute as she is, right?
You are all full of crap, aren't you? Well, don't expect a thing from me because I'm not helping. I plan to keep things the way they have been, with me not having to talk to the three of you. So if there's anything you and Dad need help with, ask that cute little girl of yours to help.
You think I'm going to allow you to keep your distance from us? The reason I even gave birth to you in the first place was to be here when your father and I need help the most.
I'm sorry, but I have a busy day tomorrow. So can we stop? I'm not saying anything about my wedding, and that's because I don't want you three to be there on my very special day. So please, leave me alone now, and don't even call yourself my parents. Good night now.
You hold it right there, Rhea. If this is how you're acting, I'm going to start asking the rest of the family, and I'm going to make you regret not listening to me and telling me about your wedding when I asked you to. Good morning! After Mom went around last night asking all of the family, we finally figure out where your wedding would be today and at what time.
But I don't think that's the case.
But that is the case.
And right now, we're on our way there to see you. Mom, Dad, and I are all in this car together coming to you.
You're coming right now?
This was my first time in years waking up this early in the morning, and we had to make it a very early morning. We have to make sure to be there before you arrive.
Do you guys plan on doing something to my wedding? I'm not sure who you asked or what they told you, but if you guys have any plans to mess with my wedding, I'm going to have you all kicked out. I told you not to come around me anymore.
There's no way you should be getting married before me, so the three of us thought we'd do something to stop you from marrying that man.
Stop me from getting married? So what the hell is your guys' plan then?
You can look forward to seeing that for yourself later. We will be there in another 10 minutes or so please look forward to every bit of what we plan on doing for you.
Hold on a second. I have finally been given a chance at gaining my well-deserved happiness, Hannah. I don't know how you three figured out where my wedding would be today, But you three need to stop right now.
Happiness doesn't look good on you. For as long as I can remember, Mom and Dad have always loved me and never you, leaving you with this very dark and depressing face that always looked the best on you. You having the best time of your life at that wedding is something not meant for you, all right? You can't be doing things that aren't good for you, right?
You stop what you're about to do right now and just leave my life alone. We haven't even talked to one another in years, so leave me alone and go do what you want with your life that'll make you happy. I want to have a life of my own now where I can become happy.
And I'm saying that what you're wanting to do isn't okay. People say that other strangers' unhappiness has a taste like honey, right?
Stranger?
And to me, seeing you unhappy really tastes like some sweet, sweet honey.
What the hell is wrong with you?
We're almost there now.
Wait, I haven't even left my house yet. Don't you dare do a damn thing to my wedding. I'm asking you to please not do anything to it. Hannah? Hannah! Don't you freaking dare take anything else away from me.
Hello? What we wanted to do in your changing room has been done. All we have left to do now is see your fiancé and make fun of him for looking like a dog before going home. So could you guys please hurry up and get here?
You're finally replying to me. I'm not sure what all you've done so far, but do not do anything to my man and his family. Him and I are already on our way there right now, so stop what you're doing.
Too late! We already got here and completely ruined your wedding dress for you. I feel so much better now.
I was wondering what you guys would do. Is that really a wedding dress in that picture? It's so torn up that I can't even tell what it used to be anymore.
Really is sad seeing a dress like that having to go to waste. There's no way you can repair that dress at all. So consider your wedding canceled now, right?
I'm not wearing a wedding dress for my wedding, though.
What? What do you mean you're not?
Didn't you say you went to my wedding venue?
What? What's going on here?
We don't have a lot of people coming out to the wedding, so we decided to have it on a beach close to my man's place.
A beach?
You guys, where are you right now? I am planning to have my wedding on the beach wearing a beach dress, so there was never any plans for me to have a wedding dress ready. I didn't even go out to rent anything for this wedding.
You're wearing a beach dress for your wedding on the beach? Then this wedding dress?
I'm not sure who you heard about my wedding from and what info they told you about it, but that's not my dress and not where I'm having my wedding.
You're lying, right? We tore it the hell up thinking you'd be wanting to wear it today. We tore up everything in this room, actually.
Everything? What the hell do you guys think you're freaking doing there?
This is all your fault for not just telling us where your wedding would be at all.
You told me that Mom went and asked all the family for info, right? Who did she end up hearing about that from?
From Aunt Rachel.
But I never ended up inviting her to the wedding.
Huh? You didn't invite her? But when we asked her to tell us about where and when your wedding would be, she told us so much about it. We told her that we'd just be going to say hi to you before turning around and leaving. So before she told us about it, she said to make sure we didn't cause any trouble at all.
I was planning on inviting her to the wedding at first, but before I could even get one out to her, she told me she had other plans this month and that she wouldn't be able to come. So I never ended up sending an invitation to her.
Other plans?
She told me that one of her most important customers' daughters would be having their wedding this month. And since she's really good friends with that customer as well, she'd be going to that wedding instead of mine.
What the hell? Wait, then when we called her and were asking about tomorrow's wedding, she wasn't talking about your wedding?
I hate to think that this could be the case. But that wedding dress and everything else you tore up in that changing room, could that all be that really important customer's daughter's things you tore up?
What the hell? We thought that this was all your stuff, and that's why we made sure to ruin it all beyond repairing. We wanted to make sure you couldn't have a wedding.
That all happened because of your guys' mistakes. So you all figured out how you're getting out of that mess? I think you three need to find that family and apologize to them right now.
Apologize to them? Us?
Well, whether you apologize to them or not, you're going to have hell to pay for what you've done. But if you at least apologize now, you might be saving yourselves from the worst, right? Now, I have a wedding of my own to get ready for here.
This all happened because you never told us anything about your wedding, Rhea. If anything, you should be the one apologizing for all of this. Are you listening to me? Tell me where your address is right now. Right now!
What do you want this time?
I want to send this settlement letter that Mom and Dad and I got in the mail to your house.
If you're still that stupid even having after graduated from college, you must really have a disability or something. You really think I'm going to tell you my address now?
I'm telling you to tell me right the hell now.
Not going to. And even if you were to send me that settlement letter, it is still addressed to you guys and not me. You all do your jobs and pay that crap off, please.
You think we can afford to pay this amount off? They have asked us to even pay for the whole entire wedding now. Altogether, that means $100,000.
$100,000? That's a lot of money.
Because we ruined the wedding dress, the bride had nothing she could wear, and all the other dresses that the place had were too small or too big for her. So in the end, neither the bride or the groom wanted to have the wedding and asked that it be canceled. Now, we're having to pay for not only the wedding being canceled, but for wasting their time and for that ruined dress.
Well, thank God I don't have to pay for that. You guys all caused that to happen, so you all will have to pay.
Are you telling me to go into debt over this?
If that's the only way you can possibly pay, then yes.
I don't want to go into debt.
Too late to be asking for that. You were wanting to screw up someone else's wedding big time, so now you have to pay the price.
But isn't $100,000 way too much to be asking for?
A wedding is something that normally only happens once in someone's lifetime. So them wanting it to be perfect and canceling after you went and ruined the dress is totally fair. I do not blame them for going and ending things right there, as they probably didn't want to have a half-assed wedding when they had already put so much time and effort into it. I can see that you don't quite get it, but to most people, their wedding is a very, very important event. You just went and completely ruined someone else's wedding, so now you're going to have to take responsibility for it.
No way. Both Mom and Dad are telling me to pay up as well. Which doesn't make any sense because when I brought up destroying your dress, they both were completely on board doing it.
They really made themselves culprits in the crime, didn't they? And now they're both going to throw you under the bus for it all.
They have always called me so cute and so special, yet now they are saying they won't help me pay off the settlement. They told me to manage it all by myself. And then, after that, they told me to leave their house. They are both complete assholes, aren't they?
Did they take all of your things and chuck them out of the house as well?
They haven't done anything like that.
Well, when I was 14 and just graduated from middle school, they did that to me. So it's only a matter of time now for you.
Them kicking me out of the house at a time like this was totally uncalled for and makes them both monsters, right? I hate Mom and Dad now. I'm going to cut ties from the both of them right now. And that means I'm going to come and live with you now.
Don't get in the way of a newlywed couple's life, please.
I have nowhere else to go, though. Don't you want to help your little sister out right now?
Not only did you destroy someone else's dress over a misunderstanding, but you were originally doing it with the intent of ruining my wedding. So no way in hell am I going to let someone like that come into my house and live with me.
We are sisters, though.
This is the perfect chance for you to finally use that college degree of yours and go live on your own, right?
But when you were kicked out of the house, Aunt Rachel still helped you, right?
Figure things out yourself. Having to keep on seeing these annoying texts from you comes with no merit at all for me, so I'm blocking you now. Let's end this thing called being sisters, all right?
You're lying, right?
Good luck with that new life of yours.
Rhea, it seems like we really do need our older daughter after all. So, how about we live together with one another from now on? Even your husband can live together with us.
And what about Hannah?
We kicked that troublemaker right out of this house. You're the only daughter your father and I have now.
Even though up until yesterday you were always putting her before me and treated her like your only daughter?
Your father and I made a mistake, all right? We've finally seen now that Hannah hasn't been our daughter, but you are our daughter. So will you come back here and live with us? Or we can sell this house and come out to live with you. As a matter of fact, your father and I are doing that, so we'll come and live with you at your place. Tell us your address, please. We'll move out there really soon.
Just because Aunt Rachel finally fired the both of you from her company doesn't mean you'll be able to come back to me.
What? Why do you know about that?
Because she already came and talked with me about what had happened. She came to me warning that you both would probably be coming to me next, asking to help your sorry asses out, and wanted to make sure I was ready for that.
That whore. Not only did she fire the both of us, but she went to you putting some weird things about us into your head.
Not only did you join in with Hannah ruining someone else's wedding, but that just so happened to be the wedding of one of the company's most important customers' daughters. What you all did really stained a part of Aunt Rachel's name in terms of those that will trust her, and she'll have to make up for that for the rest of her life. Do you have any idea about how much trouble she's having to go through now, calling all those guests and all her other customers to apologize to them now?
I didn't know about that.
Well, you can't use that as your excuse. The three of you are adults, and both you and Dad are almost in your 60s now. So you guys should be well aware of what is right and what is wrong. But considering you and Dad took a middle schooler's things and chucked them all outside the house before kicking her out, I don't think you guys have ever known the difference.
We can apologize to you for that. Can't you see we've both been fired now and aren't at the age where we can get any sort of a retirement fund yet? We are really worried right now about how the hell we're supposed to support ourselves here. And when it comes to that settlement of $100,000, we're being forced to pay a part of that as well now.
And that's because you and Dad were there and joined in when she went and destroyed the dress and all those other things. If you both are prepared to sell your own house now, why not use that money to pay off the settlement and then find a small apartment?
Please don't say something like that. Hannah has already ran off and told us she was cutting ties, so there's no help coming from her now. Which means right now, we have nobody to take care of us as we get older and older. Things are seeming really bleak now. Times like this are when we should be forgetting about everything that happened in the past and living with each other again, right? Right?
I stopped thinking about you all as my family a very long time ago, so I don't really care at all about what happens to you.
You're joking, right?
If it makes you feel any better, I blocked Hannah's number just yesterday and proceeded to delete everything I had in my phone about her as well. So today, I'm going to be deleting both yours and Dad's contacts and forgetting either of you ever existed. I don't want to even have to think about you guys anymore after today.
Hold on a sec. You are the only one we can hope for now.
And my only hope that I have for you guys is that you stop thinking of me as your daughter. Thank you so much for giving birth to me. Goodbye forever now. From what my aunt has told me about Hannah, she ended up having to borrow a ton of money to pay off that settlement, and then moved out of the city to go live in a coastal town somewhere. And for the time being, she's working on a fishing boat, and most likely will be there for 10 years paying on her debt. That is, of course, if her spoiled and troublesome attitude can handle such a job for that long. And she doesn't just jump overboard when times get too tough. As for my mom and dad, they sold their house and used the money to pay off their part of the settlement. Neither of them are worth hiring full-time anymore, and so they've both been stuck working part-time while living in a very small apartment. They seem to be doing all right there making things work. However, their future does indeed look very bleak. Thankfully for myself, I never had to hear another word from any of those three ever again after blocking them, and have had a lot more mental freedom to devote to my new husband. We ended up moving out to his family's house in Hawaii not too long after we got married, which would have made things really difficult for my parents had they tried to come to our place out there.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.